Jason is with us. Jason's in Tampa, Florida. Hi, Jason. How can we help?
Hey, thanks for taking my call.
Sure. What's up?
So I'm retired. I've been retired for about a year now. I'm 40 years old. I retired from the military, from the Marine Corps, and then from there I went on to be a police officer for 7 years. I was injured about 2 years ago, and I'm done now. I can't be a cop anymore due to a couple surgeries I've had, but I don't really need the money per se that I can think of. But my issue is I don't know if I'm forgetting something that is going to set me back in life. And I'm debating right now, should I go back to work? And I don't know if I should stay retired or go back to work. So
how old are you?
Situation. I'm 40.
Okay. Well, what do you think?
I've played it out in my head a million different ways. I have my children's college taken care of. I'm putting more money away than I'm spending. I don't think I need to, but I'm getting job offers.
You don't need to financially.
Correct.
Yeah, and you're getting job offers that are what?
I'm just getting job offers. Like, for example, I live in a community where I'm running like the fantasy football league, and I'm meeting people, and they're like, "Hey, you should come work for me for this or that." And so it's like tempting in my face all the time. But I don't know. I don't need a lot of money, and like I said, I'm making enough off my pensions now that I'm putting money away. So and I have a pretty nice nest egg, and my home is paid for.
Yeah, I don't think you need to work financially. I'm convinced of that listening to you. Okay. What was the nature of your injuries?
I had I tore my labrum in my hip, and it was so bad that they had to remove it. So now carrying all the gear around as a cop and running upstairs and stuff like that is just no longer possible. But I got into a big fight and pretty much just injured it after the arrest.
Yeah, I understand. Okay. Wow. Well, thank you for your service, by the way.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So what we find around here is, like, I'll give you an example. 20 years ago, maybe more, probably more than 20 years ago, I was at a point where I didn't have to work anymore financially. And so for the last 20, 25 years or so, I've done what I wanted to do because I wanted to do it. And financially, the only reason I do it is to increase generosity. And you know, but it's not like I needed money. But the human, I think, I'm just you know, I was your age when I was having this discussion with myself, oddly enough, because I'm turning 60 this year, so 20 years ago, and you're 40, right?
Correct.
And so, you know, there's a dignity and a fulfillment to doing something that you care about, and you are a person of service. You served in the military. You served in the community as a policeman. You know, and you know security. You know how to handle firearms. There's a lot of ways you could serve at a very high level that doesn't involve kicking down doors or running upstairs. You know, I've got a good friend of mine that was he was in the SEALs, and then he was in a police force after that, on a SWAT team, and today he's the director of security for a huge company that I won't name because everybody would know who he is and everything else. And the only reason he does that, and then he does training, and that's the reason I've run into him, because we're handgun enthusiasts, and so I've done training with him, tactical training with him, and so forth. But he's wired like you are as a service. I think you're going to be unhappy if you're not serving. What do you think, Christy?
You know, it's interesting because even as he's talking, I'm just noticing, you know, one of the questions I think we ask ourselves through our entire life is, what do I need to do next? And Jason, you're at a spot where you don't need to do anything. And so you're so used to making decisions like we all are on what do I need to do for this goal or this financial goal or whatever that thing is. You don't need to do anything. So you have to ask yourself an even harder question, which is, what do you want to do? Yeah. And sometimes that's a very difficult question to answer. Sometimes all the options can be paralyzing, but it's also a moment of opportunity, Jason, where you don't have anything breathing down your neck. You don't have anything you have to hold your feet to the fire. You're probably going to find something you want to do. Like you said, said, you're doing it because you want to, but without that pressure on your shoulders, you've got options. And so I would just encourage you to think about that.
And it doesn't mean you punch a clock 40 hours a week or you work 80 hours a week.
No.
You can do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
I tell our team around here, if there's ever something I quit having fun doing, I'll do it for a little while longer while someone else picks it up, but I'm done.
Yeah.
I don't have any desire. I'm not going to do a bunch of crap that I don't want to do.
Yeah.
I don't need to. It's not
Right.
arrogance. It's just I don't need to. I
Right.
want to. So, but I do get, I continue to do this show because it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
The idea of serving and helping someone.
Job position.
Say it again?
You're in my dream job. I said you're in my dream job.
Oh, well. Okay.
I spend a lot of time with my friends, and whenever we talk about finances, I end up talking, teaching them instead of actually having somebody I can bounce ideas off of. Because they all want to be where I'm at, but they're still like 10, 15 years away. So it's just one of those situations where I really never have anybody giving me advice. And so I end up watching your show and doing my own research and that type of stuff.
Yes.
And I'm really goal orientated. So when I don't have a goal, because I've hit them all for the most part.
You hit your financial goals, and so you need different goals.
Yeah, and I'm worried about going back to work because mostly been in service type jobs. So now, as I can't do that anymore, I mean, I know I have the expertise in sales and stuff, but
you have the expertise. You have the expertise in military and in law enforcement, and you can use your brain and your teaching skills in that area easily. You're going to go do something. You're not going to sit on your butt and go fishing for 40 more years. You're 40 years old. You're not going to fish for 40 years until you're 80. You're not going to go bowling for 40 years. God shoot me. Or some, I don't know, whatever the thing is, right? Golf, whatever it is. You're just not going to do that. There's happiness and dignity in serving.
Yeah.
And so find a way to do that and find a way to monetize it because it's a good way to keep score if what you're doing is effective or not. I like the competition in the marketplace.
And there's the dignity that comes with that, with the paycheck, with the income that you get from that. Jason, I would encourage you to not only the past experience and expertise you have from what you have done in law enforcement and the military, but even that thing you just said, and you said it kind of like you're joking, like, ha, 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 you have my dream job. No. What are you saying with that nervous laughter? Is there something where you want to help people with their finances or do coaching or do consulting or help people get to where you are? There's so many options for you of what you can do now, but I would lean in. I tell people all the time, especially through Business Boutique, lean into the things that make you light up. If there's something that lights you up right now, even if it's different from what you have been doing, lean into that. Don't shy away from it. You've got an opportunity to do those, and it's that tough question. What do you want? What do you want to do? Yeah. It's a fun time to ask it.
Yeah, but in terms of, do I need to work? No, you don't need to work financially.
Right.
Emotionally and spiritually, you do need to work.
Yeah.
It's good for you.
Yeah.
And there's times that I'm doing something because I'm just I just don't want to lose.
Yeah.
I can't stand losing.
Yeah.
And so I work like a maniac just to win.
Yeah.
But it has nothing to do with the money.
Yeah.
I just can't stand to lose.
Uh-huh.
I can't stand to launch a book. One of you guys with your personalities and it not being number one drives me nuts. And so I'm all over it. I'm down in there with y'all fighting and looking at the details and getting it out of here, or looking at one of our live events, or going through all this COVID crap. And it really wasn't about the company was going to be in financial trouble or something here. I mean, there was about 10 minutes there we worried about that when everybody was worried about everything. But the thing was, it's just now, okay, how can I get through this and not lose?
Yeah.
How can we set a standard that's different? The way we reacted to this from a leadership standpoint, how can we do that? And so there's something like that lights you up, and there's a lot of different ways that can manifest itself for you, dude. So you're going to be doing something, but choose it, and then go win, because it's actually what you've done twice now in your career.